This is Pastor Steve with a very encouraging word. Some things are worth the wait. See what I mean? If you're like me, I wish I could have held little August Riley Parker the whole time during the devotional, but his mother really wouldn't let me. But I will tell you, his birth has got me thinking about heritage, about God's faithfulness to generations. I am the recipient of God's grace and the prayers of a grandmother who in turn got to see her great-great-grandchild, little Brennan, when he was born to my oldest daughter. I think about my place in leaving a heritage for those after me, my children and now my great-grandchildren. Let me read you some verses from Psalm 119, verses 89 through 91. The Lord exists forever. Your word is firmly fixed in the heaven. Your faithfulness endures to all generations. You've established the earth, and it stands fast. By your appointment they stand today. For all things are your servants. See, God's after the big picture. God wants to bless us today, but also bless those who follow after us. There's something about family and connection, about God's blessing and gifts and them going forward and onward into the future for those who follow and come after. I think of Hebrews 13:8, which says, Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forever. Meaning that Christ's grace is such it helps forgive and heal our yesterdays, even as he's at work in our present to provide us with a blessed and hopeful future. That's the same for families as well. Maybe you had godly parents that influenced you or grandparents. Maybe you didn't. But this is your place and your time in life. What kind of legacy are you leaving? Or am I leaving for those that follow us? Do we stand for something? Do we walk in the faith and walk with God? And if we do, that changes our perspective on our time here on earth and our influence on those who look up to us, whom we raise, whom we care for and love, whom we bless in the name of the Lord. So it's just a reminder today that all of us will leave an imprint upon this earth. We again leave a mark of Christ in the world and on our families. I truly believe that I'm living and receiving still answered prayers from my grandmother, even though she passed away some 7 years ago. I'd like to think, too, as I pray for my children and grandchildren, and possibly maybe even great-grandchildren, that part of the prayers I pray will be answered in their future, even if I'm no longer here. It's a wonderful and awesome thing to have children and grandchildren, and for some of you, even great-grandchildren. To be connected to family, to have a chance to make a difference in the life of someone else, a real impression. God's after doing that in our lives. Then in turn, as we are blessed, we might be a blessing to others. Both the persons in the world we meet, again, strangers and friends, but I think especially also family and our descendants. So help us, Lord, be about the task of receiving your blessings and blessing others, to pray not only for our needs, but also for the needs of those who follow us. Help us to have a light that shines brightly, that those who follow us might have a clear path to follow. And Lord, help us always to be following you. That's a word of encouragement today from a happy grandfather.